State, an elite program. Maybe. What's up, y'all? DJ the Sports Blade, and I'm back again. Did y'all miss me? Last video I talked about the Oklahoma Sooners. I asked if they were an elite program, and or not. And unfortunately, I just said they weren't. I've always felt like Oklahoma was a very, very good, talented program. I've always thought they had a lot to offer. But I want to bring that topic back today, but I want to change out the teams. Today's topic is, and you already know, is Ohio State an elite program? So before we get into it, I want to say, hey, please, since you're here, I appreciate it. Thank you guys for riding with me. I can't believe that my channel has grown like it has. I really do appreciate it. I just like coming on here and just talking crap about college sports. I like to come in here. I love to rant. I love to just break down different teams. But since you're here, please go ahead and smash that like button, and also consider subscribing too, especially if you're a fan of college football or just sports in general. All right, now to be elite, and I just think there's just a handful of elite teams. To be elite, you have to check off a lot of checks. You have to check off a lot of boxes. You have to do a lot of things that aren't a lot of other teams are doing, and that's why I honestly thought OU wasn't elite. I thought they were very good, but they had a long way to go to be an elite. Now, is Ohio State elite? Before we answer that, let me throw out some stats here for you. I try to be very balanced. I try to be very fair and unbiased when I'm talking about Ohio State, because as most of you know, I live in Ohio and I'm a huge Ohio State fan. Now, since the initial induction of the college football playoffs, there have been 5 national champions. Alabama has won 3 times. I mean, it's not even a question. We know they're elite. Clemson's won twice. Georgia, LSU, and Ohio State, they've all won 1 time. Let me repeat. In 8 seasons of the college football playoffs, there have only been 5 champions, and Ohio State is one of them. Let's go. That's definitely elite. Let's take a look at the talent OSU has put in the NFL as well. So, Alabama, again, we know what they've been able to do. We know what they've been able to put out in the NFL. They have 53. They had 53 guys last year on an active NFL roster. Ohio State was number 2 with 47, and LSU, the Louisiana Tigers, they were number 3 with 43. I mean, to be number 2 in active NFL players, I mean, it sounds elite to me. And even when you go back and you take a step backwards and you look at their all-time numbers, Ohio State has the number 3 ranking in terms of all-time players played in the NFL. I mean, they're behind 2 teams, Notre Dame and USC. I'd also say that's elite. Also, let's take a look at recruiting. OSU has the 3rd ranked class in terms of overall average for the last 10 years of according to College Football Sports by CBS Sports. And there's a couple things I want to look at before I answer the question if Ohio State's elite. There's 2 more things I want to look at. They're on their field performance and their facilities. Let's go ahead and discuss their facilities first. I mean, if you're a Buckeye fan, then you obviously know who Woody Hayes is. I mean, he's so synonymous with the Buckeyes that most times he can just go by one name, and that one name is Woody. Dude, I'm looking at this glare on my glasses right now. I'm trying to hit a different angle, so hopefully it's not as bad. But nonetheless, here we go. So, going back, because I digress a lot. He's just known through Columbus with one name, Woody. So he was the legendary head coach for the Buckeyes from 1951 to 1978. During that time, he amassed a 205, 61, and 10 record. I mean, the guy won 76% of his games. He had 5 national championships, 13 Big Ten titles, and 8 Rose Bowl appearances. Now, I know what you guys are thinking. Now, Rose Bowl, I mean, that's okay. This was during the time when the Rose Bowl was a granddaddy of them all. I mean, if you made it to a Rose Bowl, you were hot stuff back then. He's arguably the greatest coach in team history, and his name is on one of the best facilities in football, pro or college. The Woody Hayes Athletic Center, boasts huge indoor and outdoor fields. You have Olympic-style weight rooms And you have state-of-the-art dining and entertainment halls for the players. I mean, it's definitely a selling point for the recruits. And plus, it plays a pivotal role in just building an elite program. So, in terms of their actual facilities, they're 5-star. There's probably not too many better. Maybe Clemson has one that rival Ohio State. Definitely Texas A&M down there in College Station has a really good has really good facilities, and obviously, as you guys know, Alabama is nothing to be played with in terms of facilities. Finally, let's go ahead and discuss their on-field performance. I mean, the Buckeyes have done it all in recent history. I mean, they've had undefeated seasons. They've had Heisman trophies, national championships, and countless bowl victories. In the last 10 years, get this, they've gone 117 and 13. That's a 90% win percentage. I mean, not to mention beating their biggest rival, the team up north, as I call them. You might call them Michigan. They've beat them 9 out of 10 times in the last 10 seasons. And you can also throw in that they've won 5 Big Ten championships in that time. So, to my original point, is Ohio State an elite program? Let me get close to the camera when I say this. Absolutely. Absolutely, Ohio State's an elite program. I mean, you'd have to be a hater to think that they weren't. You'd have to be one of the people that just hates Ohio State just because of the fans, just because they beat your team, just because their team's better than yours. You'd have to be on the dark side. You'd have to be one of those kind of guys to really think that Ohio State is not an elite program. I mean, just think about some of the things they've done in recent memory. They went to Norman, Oklahoma. They exposed Baker Mayfield. Now, I know what you guys are saying. He got his revenge. The next year, he planted the flag in Ohio State's Blocko. I get that. But Ohio State really put it on them that year. They've beaten Alabama and Clemson in the college football playoffs. And they created such a good winning culture that Joe Burrow, who was once an Ohio State Buckeye, took it all the way down to Louisiana. And then now they had a winning culture, and they won a national championship. I mean, look at what they're expected to do this year. Another potential national championship season. I mean, it's something that a lot of people take for granted, but as a Buckeye, I don't, because we hear this every year. Every year they're supposed to win the national championship. Every year, you know, Ryan Day, Urban Meyer, Jim Tressel, you know, they're going to be mentioned with the Coach of the Year. And every year they're going to have a Heisman Trophy candidate. I mean, this is something that, you know, we hear every year, and that's just when you have an elite program, it's just what you're used to. Who knows how long this is going to last for us as Buckeye fans. But I do know one thing. It's been a great ride so far. I mean, I've been able to look out, and I almost really don't know when Ohio State's going to lose a game. I mean, they get close calls every once in a while. But this is something that I have enjoyed as a Buckeye fan for the last 20 years. I mean, ever since Jim Tressel came to Ohio State, I really believe they took it to another level. So, I appreciate you guys for rocking with me so far. Please let me know in the comments down below if I was right or if I was wrong. I mean, is Ohio State an elite program? I think they are, but maybe you don't. I love hearing what you guys have to say. You guys are really, really smart in terms of just being really smart sports fans. So I really love going back and forth with you guys. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. I'll try my best to respond to everybody. Thank you again. If you haven't already, please smash that like button. Please hit that subscribe button. And until then, I ain't got nothing left to say. Later.